Welcome back to episode 3 of season 3 of the Can You Geek podcast.
Good evening.
Yes. It's very weird saying season 3. You know that, right?
Do you even have a plan?
No, there is absolutely no plan to this anymore. This is the funness of season 3. There is no organization.
So it's just like every other one.
No, the other ones we had lists. We had top 5s. We did our favorite, DC villains. We were organized in season 1. Season 3
I can
is
confirm behind the scenes that nothing was ever organized.
Wait, is DC that? Oh yeah, that's that franchise that tried to copy Marvel but did a shitty job of it, right? That's DC.
Yep, that's the one.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. I was just wondering. Continue.
I don't
for those
think
that are
they actually
unaware,
copied Marvel.
I feel like they did.
No, they
If you're
didn't.
maybe a new listener to the podcast while they're discussing DC in the background, that random new voice you're hearing is a ghost from Christmas Past. His name is Aaron.
Hey, welcome, Aaron. Great to have you here.
It's wonderful to be here with you,
Thanks.
beautiful people. Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I missed you, Aaron.
Oh, thanks, Sid. I appreciate that.
That's about the fakest I've ever heard her say anything in my life.
Considering Popo was
Jesus
the only
Christ.
one who defended me in the first episode, I don't believe anything that you say.
See? Thank you. You're welcome.
Here's episode 1. Let's spend, what was it, like 2 to 3 minutes berating Aaron and how he goes on tangents, and then 53 minutes and some odd seconds, I forget exactly when it happened in 53 minutes, you finally started talking about Comic-Con. So you went on a tangent about COVID and parties that were had in March, which were amazing. And
instead of Can You Geek, we should be Can You Tangent.
Can you talk about plane rides?
Can you focus?
Oh my God, that was amazing.
That's a good name. Can you focus? That's
I actually pitched Can You Pie, but oh God, I can't even say it. Apparently, it's a thing that people don't like pie.
Oh my gosh,
that's
who doesn't
very
like pie?
odd. I need to have a talk with Rob. I think he made a bad choice.
Wait, you don't like pie?
It's not my favorite.
Poston and I were throwing around an idea where we were going to do a weekly pie tasting and then discuss the pie on the podcast.
Not gonna lie, that's like the fattest. As a fat man, that is the fattest thing I've ever heard. There's gonna be a pie podcast, and we're actually going to taste the pie. Oh,
dude,
wow!
Lemon. That's pumpkin pie is actually my favorite.
Pumpkin cheesecake is amazing.
Oh my dude, pumpkin cheesecake's on another level.
Yeah, it is.
It is so good.
The only thing that I like with pumpkin in it is Rob's goddamn pumpkin muffins. All right. That's the only thing I'll eat with pumpkin in them.
Those are crack. Those things are delicious.
I'm actually very sad. Whenever we were in Indiana, we never got around to making those. And I'll be honest with you, there was a lot of fun had. I'm pretty sure that Rob was the most sober one there.
All day, every day.
Because he's still active duty. He can't do half of the shit y'all can.
No, it's because he's a loser. Anyway, he didn't even make those muffins. And whenever I realized after I got back to Texas that he didn't make the muffins, I was upset, to say the least.
He only makes them from October to December. Any other time of the year, if you ask him, he's like, no, that's a Thanksgiving
It's a special
thing.
occasion.
So
it's a special occasion. It would have been allowed.
Us getting together wasn't good enough, but I made them for all of Jess's workers.
You're such an asshole. I hate you so much.
I did, man. They loved them. Oh, they were so good too. I ate a bunch. It was so.
No,
I probably ate 10 or 15 of them while making them for them.
Kick them, just like press the kick button right now.
It was so good. Oh my God,
I ate like
so
30
tasty.
of them in one sitting.
I will say though, there were some mighty tasty brownies there though.
Who would have thought that peanut butter and chocolate went well together? I didn't know the combination was viable, to be 100% honest.
Did I tell you I remade? Did I tell you I remade those brownies for Jess's birthday? Although they weren't the exact recipe.
I did not. I didn't even know that.
Out of the recipe
left something out.
Probably a little less sugar. They had a lot of sugar in them. I will say
Is that what it was?
Too much sugar.
Yes.
Way too much sugar.
Way too much sugar.
I will, from experience, you should not eat about 5.5 an hour.
Steve, as I'll be honest, sugar. As a diabetic, Aaron and I were very worried about you whenever you literally rammed them into your mouth. I mean, those brownies were fucking balls deep in your mouth. That is how quick you were putting them in there. It was insane. What is that? You've got to stop that.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Dude, oh my God. Yeah, now that Aaron's here,
I had way too much
we can talk
sugar.
about this. You had a lot of sugar in a very short amount of time. Yeah. And that's never good.
No, it was not good.
Were you there when we talked to the AI, Popo?
Dude, that was a me, you, and Ty thing, and for some reason, I don't know why, 3 straight men obviously were obsessed with giving blowjobs and then taking our VR headset off. I don't know why.
No, that's how we reset.
There is apparently, I don't know what that website was. Ty pitched it. Yeah. I don't know what it was, but apparently it was an AI that learned from you. So you sit there and you type at it, obviously, and you basically say, I wake up. And it's like, you wake up, the day is bright, blah, blah, blah. What will you do? And for some reason, we always reverted back to blowing some random dude. And then after the deed was done, taking off our VR headset, I don't know why.
So the idea was to reset the simulation by taking.
Yes, that's what it was. Oh man.
Okay, I'm done with this. But it remembered.
Sorry, we've already. This is why you can't put Aaron and I on the same podcast, because this is the shit that happens.
I totally forgot about the headset.
Yes, that's all it was.
I take off my VR headset.
Yes, and then it's like you take off your VR headset. Wow, that was
still
weird.
Trapped there. Like it told us we were still trapped. So like I take it off again.
Didn't you try to do that like the second or third, like the second night we were there? We tried to do it again, and then it had learned.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes,
it had learned, and we had way too much sugar that day, so we couldn't even think clearly.
I was thinking real funly.
I was.
That's too. What I'll just describe it. When you have that much sugar and you've entered the Snoop Dogg timeline, you are in a beautiful, beautiful
We're talking
place.
about the Snoop Dogg timeline with Martha Stewart whenever he cooks with her.
Yep.
Very crazy.
Can you dig?
Time seemed to slow down a lot. It's very confusing, but speed up at the same time. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That trip was for the boys. I will just say that.
That trip was for the
yes, mother.
Don't call me mother.
Okay.
Yes, mom.
You guys are all older than me. Don't do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God, even worse.
Okay, I can't win with you. Go figure that you would be just never happy about anything. Shocker.
Keep
digging the hole.
You say yes, woman.
This is the equivalent of I don't care, and then you choose, and they're like, no, something else. It's like, okay, well, my
Obviously
bad.
you do care.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, lately, when it comes to food, though, every time I bring up something that I want, Rob's like, nah. Okay, then you cook.
I mean, I wouldn't be sad if Rob cooked. Rob can cook. A man can cook.
Yeah, but we haven't had a stove in like a month.
What?
Dude, when we flooded our floors, they had to take out all the floors in the kitchen, so they took out the stove and the dishwasher. The fuck?
Yeah, I was about to say, is it just stuck on daytime at y'all's house at all times? You know? Oh my God.
I missed something.
Yes, he said, how do you tell the time, Sydney? How do you tell the time?
If you don't have a stove.
Because you don't have a stove, there's no clock. It's a joke. I thought it was hilarious. Apparently she's not there yet.
All right.
Oh, that one got me. That one made me laugh.
Yeah, that was a good one. So wait, so what? How do y'all cook? Just like y'all microwave everything?
I do a campfire, man.
That's what I'm thinking.
We do have a camp trailer.
Oh, so y'all just... Well, see, where I live, they have HOAs. We can't have those in my neighborhood.
We have a copper electric skillet that's actually pretty deep, so we'll use that for like hamburger helper or something, you know. And then we have like one of the electric griddles, and I usually use that for like bacon and pancakes. So
I love this scenario that has played out where we just complimented Rob for being a badass baker because he makes these bomb ass muffins, and then Cindy said, "Yeah, we use it for hamburger helper." I haven't had hamburger helper since I was like 9 years old.
The skillet.
Okay.
No,
I know. I know, not the oven. It's a contrast.
If we had the oven, we'd be eating better food.
So you talk about the skillet, Sid? Are you talking about like one of those like square kind of bowlish?
Yeah, rectangular
skillets?
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got the little connector thing that goes in the side, and you set the temperature.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so my mother-in-law, when we went to, so there was a recipe. We went to Hilton Head last year. Jess was still pregnant with Leo, so. Yeah, last summer we went to Hilton Head, and so we rented this house, and it was her brother and his girlfriend and daughter, and then Jess and I, and then Jess's younger brother, her mom and dad, or mom and stepdad, and then Mason, her younger brother, brought a friend. So it was the first time I ever cooked this Cajun chicken pasta that I cook really well, and they didn't have a pan big enough to cook it. So I legit, like, Jess and her mom cut all the vegetables up because, like, bell peppers, mushrooms. So I used 2 different types of bell peppers, mushrooms, and onion all have to be chopped up. And I'm making it for all those people. So it was a lot of vegetables. So I was cooking this in, like, 3 different pots on the stove. So to get all the ingredients right, I'm, like, instead of trying to evenly do everything amongst all of them, I'm, like, seasoning each of them and then mixing them all, like going from one utensil to the next. Well, kick it, a few weeks ago, and we were staying at her mom's house, and she didn't have a pan that was as big as I'm used to making, and I was making it for more people or whatever. So she brought out one of those skillets, and I was like, I'm not sure I can cook this on that, but I set it at a temperature and made it, and it turned out fantastic. Those things are awesome. I have a newfound respect for those little deep skillets, man. You can make
they're badass,
something,
man.
Yeah, and you can make more than hamburger fucking helper on them. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Look,
we would have better
Linda.
food if we had an oven.
Linda.
Are you kidding me? Is it because you can't put a timer on for how long the food needs to cook for? Is that what
I'm
it
very
is?
confused.
It's easier. I work full time. Rob works from home, and then
So in a way, you just blamed it on Rob. That's what I feel like.
I'm trying to explain. He goes and picks
Low-key.
up James at like 4:30 because the daycare closes at 5, and then he comes home, and then it only closes at 5 right now because of COVID. They used to close at 6.
I was about to say, hell, the ones down here close at 7.
They take that extra hour that they would be open to do extra cleaning now.
Oh, please.
So otherwise I'd be picking him up, and Rob would have plenty of uninterrupted time to prepare dinner. Right?
Is it because he's playing WoW?
Probably.
I'm sure he cooks plenty in that game.
We love Rob. Rob's
I missed
such a
you
good
too,
guy.
Sid. Missed you so much.
Sid's like, I quit.
And silence, yeah.
Much love.
Wow.
I'm good.
Wow, guys.
So we've spent the last 15 minutes not talking about geeky stuff.
Oh my God. It's still Can You Geek. Never mind. I got it. Continue.
Yes, it's still Can You Geek. It's not, can you focus, or can you just talk about anything but geeky
Can
stuff?
you pie?
I read something
Can you
today.
pie?
What'd you
Mandalorian
read?
season 2 trailer's coming out soon.
Yes.
Dude, Pedro Pascal can get it. I'm just saying, that man is beautiful.
You only see his face once, and he's covered in blood.
I've seen Game of Thrones. I don't need
most of the time.
I don't need. Oh my God, I'm just talking about Pedro Pascal, people. Just
no,
a beautiful
I agree.
man.
I'm just saying.
Look,
I love
him as the Viper was just
amazing.
Yeah, right. And I just missed him so much. So to see him again, oh my God, just.
But you don't.
I did.
Yeah, you don't. You're not supposed to take your helmet off. It's some law.
And it never happened, right?
No, I thought it did once.
Oh,
right?
Okay. So it happened. So I did get to see him. Oh,
Didn't it happen? Yeah, it happened
Glad
once.
we got
I don't
there.
know, dude. That was like months ago.
I'll have to rewatch it all again.
Yeah, I probably won't.
Apparently, we have somebody who listened to the show that did give feedback that said we don't talk about geeky stuff enough anymore. So, I know.
That's fair. They're right. But there really isn't a whole lot of news and stuff to talk about.
So the one big thing going on in the video game world right now is Epic Games versus Apple and Android.
And so who are you rooting for, Steve?
Yeah, who are you rooting for? I need to know.
Who are you rooting for, Steve? Just say it.
Hopefully it's Epic. It should be Epic.
Honestly, both, but I support Epic in what they're trying to do in this case.
All right, I need a sound clip of I support Epic from Steve, and I want to make it my ringtone.
So for everyone that doesn't know, Epic is, for me, for a guy that likes free shit, Epic is amazing. I love free game. They gave away Remnant. I think actually today is the last day to get Remnant from the Ashes, which is a $40 game. I love it. It's free.
Things like that, I do not have an issue with. Those are the things that, if you go back to our when we discussed it on the show and my many, many rants on it, those are the things that I suggested they could do to improve their store and draw people to them.
And they've done it.
I have an issue with some of their marketing and business decisions on my internal level that I just can't get by. But so they're wrong initially in what they're doing with this whole thing. So I'll give you a rundown, the TLDR. So they agreed to sell Fortnite or host it in the Apple Store and in the Play Store on Google Android devices. Part of the deal you sign when you agree to host your app on these stores is those stores get 30% of all sales. Epic has decided that they are going to offer direct purchase through their website that applies the in-game credits to your account, thus bypassing those stores. So both stores said, fuck you, get out of our store, and they pulled the game out of the stores.
I verified it too. I looked for Fortnite.
Children.
So it's more than just children.
Angry children, happy parents.
A lot of people pissed off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I back Apple and Android for removing them in this case because you broke the terms of your contract. Totally get removed. Absolutely no issue with that. The reason Epic is doing it is because they're trying to change that percentage. They want that percentage to be lower, to be something more reasonable, which then in turns helps other games and the gaming community in general.
I will never disagree with. 30%.
Yes.
30%
is ridiculous for just hosting something.
For Apple. What's Apple? A gazillion-dollar company?
So that is not ridiculous, just so that's abundantly clear. You are getting the most... Okay, so if a phone is... Come out with your own phone then, Epic. Release your own phone and see how that does with your own store. I will avert you to the Windows Phone. So Windows Phone did real good, right? Oh, wait, no. Its store failed. It failed. It was a terrible device. Amazon, did they have a phone? Oh, my God, they did. How did that go? Does that even exist anymore? No? Okay, so if you're going to use a platform to get that big of an audience and you want it on the mobile platform, then you need to go through businesses that make money through that. And one of those things is, hey, you're on their app store and you get that visibility. So if you agree to those terms, then you agree to those terms. If you don't like the way they're doing business, you don't try to pull a fast one and then sue them to make them change their marketing scheme. That's bullshit.
They are suing Apple and Android both for pulling. So they're suing Google. They're suing like the two largest companies. So I looked it up just out of curiosity. I did look it up. Epic is worth about $4 billion in the market right now,
which is a splash in the bucket compared to Apple's got to be
Apple
worth
is
triple that.
$1 trillion.
Yeah, but
okay, a lot more. Obviously,
how big is Tencent?
Tencent is about 500 billion, I think it was, but Tencent isn't the full owner of Epic. They're only partial. But the thing is Tencent is partial owners to like half of the video game world. So they could do back channel pressure other ways. And yeah, it's very interesting because Tencent is absolutely massive. If people don't know, Tencent is a Chinese company that does everything. They make movies, they make video games, they own the world.
God forbid that these billion and trillion dollar companies just can't find a way to work together, Wow. Just wow.
So, Tencent
because
is
they
worth
make
$380
money.
billion.
They're
I get
company.
that.
It's a business. It makes money.
I get that. Even though Apple makes their money off of cheap labor, but whatever. How much does it cost to make it? How much does it cost to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
cool.
just take Apple into that, man. That's any company that can find the ability to take advantage of another country who's willing to take that bet.
So I will even keeping it in the geeky culture. Not even outsourcing to go cheap labor in China or whatever. Video games for years have underpaid employees and worked them to the bone. When I worked at EA, there was a culture of you had to work overtime or you didn't get your contract extended.
My God.
And you were working 12 to 16 hour days, 6 to 7 days a week. I knew people. So NHL 2005 was the worst game EA ever put out. There is game-breaking bugs that make it so you cannot score a goal in that game that made it out to the public. So there's certain things you can do that are still in there if you tried to play it. I knew people that lived off the money they made in 9 months working on that game for 4 years because they worked that much overtime.
Oh my God!
They were sleeping at their desks.
That's ridiculous. I can't. I have to have a work-life balance, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I have busted my ass and worked long hours, and I'll do it from time to time. But as a daily thing now. And speaking of geeky culture, another company who is very well liked and respected and does really badass YouTube VODs or videos or whatever. That also works their employees to the core, and I hear it's an awful working environment. Anybody want to take a guess? Trying to go to Mars. They're trying to go to Mars.
SpaceX?
SpaceX. Yep. I hear that it is brutal to work for SpaceX. I'm talking like the exact same thing that you just described, 12, 16-hour days, little pay, shit like that. Yeah, I hear that SpaceX is exactly like that. It's not, but the thing is if you literally tell people, this is just kind of the way it is, we all need to be team players. And you don't want to be that asshole that's not going to do it because everyone else is basically being forced to do it. So they're not forcing you to do it. They're persuading you to do it. Mm-hmm. Dude, that shit's so ridiculous.
And I've heard a lot of video game companies have been cleaning that up and getting away from that culture, but I mean to this day, honestly, when I worked at EA, it was probably the best job I've had. Like, I went to work every day happy to work. Even though I was doing 12-hour days, I was happy to be there up until the day they let me go because I pissed off a producer.
Way to go.
At this point, so at this point, I'm probably never going to get hired in the video game world again as much as I've tried. I'm pretty sure my name is still blacklisted, so fuck my NDA. I've talked about it quite a bit in other circles, but when you try to put racist stats and facts into a game because you're too lazy to change them, and your front end team not only gives you options to change it to, but volunteers to work after hours unpaid to change it themselves, and you fire the person leading that team because he questioned you on it, you're a racist asshole.
Huh. Speaking of, let me just interject here. Join us next week where we celebrate Steve's legacy and his very untimely and odd death between now and next week whenever we record our other episode. It's going to be great.
I am on holidays, so something could happen.
Yep, you're gonna have a tragic life losing accident. Dude, I don't know. Like one of the best jobs I ever had was whenever I was, 15 years ago, I worked at a call center for Dell. Like way back whenever Dell was like hot shit.
Dude, and you're getting a Dell.
Yes, that was essentially when I worked there. And keep in mind, this is back whenever I was still in my hometown. I mean, this is years ago at this point. And they just rolled out like their XPS line. And their XPS line was like I think they acquired Alienware, and like Alienware is like their gaming line now. Well, XPS was like their top of the line, like just badass like computer. And this is how long ago it was. Fear, the very first Fear had just come out, and all that. But they had a demo room that you could go into on your lunch break or your regular break, and we would go in there and just play games for like an hour on our break. We used to have they would do like site meetings, and I'll never forget this. It's so freaking cool. So they did a site meeting in the cafeteria, and they handed everybody a pen, like just a regular pen. Well, one of those pens that they handed out was blank. All the other ones said like Microsoft on them or whatever. Well, they asked who got the blank pen, and that dude won I wish. That dude won an Xbox 360. Like they just gave him an Xbox 360. They did all kinds of crazy stuff. At that call center. It was a ton of fun. Like if you sold what was called a manager special, which was basically, this is awful, I'm probably going to get assassinated too, but it was basically like a really shit system with a bunch of bullshit in it. So it was like a Celeron processor with like 4 gigs of RAM, and it was like, this is what your kid needs for college. Here, give this to him. But it had so much crap on it that the margin was so insanely high. If you sold one of those, you'd ring a bell, and then they gave you like a $10 scratch off, and then you'd scratch it. I think I won like $150, like just selling those crappy systems. Like some dude would get approved for $7,000, and I'm like, here's this $800 profit, like this $800 margin system that I know is a piece of crap, but this is definitely what you need, sir. That was awful. I'm totally going to get assassinated, but whatever. It was a fun job. Like it was a lot of fun. I mean, you would have all kinds, and they never had anybody that would call in locally. So we got everybody from like the Pacific Northwest. So it was just, again, you would just sell them stuff that they didn't need. Push the
Sid
printers.
Finally finds out why her family ended up with a manager special. She's been hunting
right?
you down this whole time, waiting for this moment.
On one of those,
and now she finally has it. Oh, come on, Sid. Could you just
Nope.
Yeah.
Just
No,
play
Was it a
along?
microcomputer?
Wow.
Was it a micro center? Microcomputer.
No, I thought it was like a Hewlett Packard. That's what they had. It wasn't even an HP. It's before HP rebranded. It was just
I had a
Hewlett
gateway,
Packard.
bro.
Dude,
Gateway.
Oh, do you guys remember E-machines?
Yes, I remember
their factory,
E-machines.
Their big center was like right down the road, and my uncle worked for them, so we had an HP.
I gotta see Fear video game. When did that come out? Fear 2005.
I think the hard drive for my gateway was 14 gigs.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's whenever I worked there, because I remember that they were like, because you could, that's back before you could download the game, so you could also sell. It's like, wow, congratulations on your new system. Oh, dude, I'll never forget this.
Here's 1,000 floppy disks for you to install.
Well, okay, but
Floppy disks.
yeah.
Wow. Steve showing his age.
I know, right? Hey,
I haven't heard about a floppy disk in ages.
Okay, you guys have heard me joke about this, but I need to tell everybody. Some dude called in once, older guy, very nice, but he wanted me to make sure that the machine had Soltar on it. And I was like, what is Soltar? And then he was like, it's the card game where you play it and then I'm like, solitaire? He's like, Soltar. I'm like, all right, man, you know what? Just Soltar. For you, dude, I'll throw that shit in for free. Here's your manager special. Have a great
sure
day.
You have Soltar. Steve's selling Zork, man. Steve's making sure everybody has a floppy disk of Zork.
It was so insane. I honestly... That's where I got a lot of my sales experience from, and I do partial sales now, but it's just whenever somebody would get approved for like $1,500.
Oh, you're selling them $1,500 worth of PC stuff.
So here's the thing: $7,000 was the highest limit you could have back then, and that was like if you had immaculate credit. If it was $7,000, you would be lucky to sell them a $600 computer. If it was a $1,500 person, every single bit of that was gone. Every bit of that. Interest rate like 30%. No, bro, we're good. We're gonna spend that $1,500, no problem. Oh man, it was dude. It was so.
There
weird.
Was no Jesus
so
there, Sydney.
There was not. God had abandoned that place.
God was gone.
So speaking of the history of video games, just because
I mentioned Zork,
old shit, and I'm old.
Zork.
Yeah.
Dude,
a new
Zork
series came out on Netflix this week called High Score that I started watching with my kids.
Everybody's talking
amazing.
Everybody's talking about how they want to play old school games after watching that. So I assume it's like, is that about like people used to compete in the old arcade?
The first episode is the very first episode talks about how gaming transitioned into like consoles, and then the start of like esports. So they had the winner of the very first Atari World Championship.
That's
talk
cool.
About the experience of winning Space Invaders. And then they talked to the guys who made a crap ton of money modifying arcades, selling modules. So the problem with arcade games back then, if anybody knows any of the old retro games, again, I'm showing my age.
I've seen Pixel, so I know everything about old games.
But they tell you in Pixels how to be good at those old games. It's finding the pattern in the game. There wasn't a lot of variation in the coding. There wasn't a lot of AI stuff like nowadays where there's randomness. So it was, okay, if this guy shoots, like for using Space Invaders as the example, if Alien A3 shoots, that the alien in B5 was going to shoot next. So you can move your movements and time it correctly.
It's like a Rubik's Cube, just video game, basically. You just knew patterns.
Exactly. No matter where you are, what's coming next if you know the pattern. And so the person, this group of 3 people from MIT, they dropped out of MIT and made millions of dollars in the late 80s, early 90s, modifying arcade games to make them better or more random. So like they took Missile Command and turned it into, what did they call it? Missile something. And it had different levels, different variations and speeds of the missiles you were allowed to fire, the ones coming down, colors, and all this other stuff, until Atari was like, yeah, no, you can't do that. And then basically hired them. And they were the brains behind Miss Pac-Man. It's really, really fascinating series.
Interesting. It's like Catch Me If You Can, how Leonardo DiCaprio's character goes from like basically fraudulent charges to helping the FBI catch people who are doing fraudulent checks.
Yeah. Because, who's better to catch them than the best person in the world doing it?
Yep. Yeah, exactly right. Like it's funny stuff like that you end up with.
Yeah, and it's actually funny because my kids were watching it and they were like, I would love to play old school arcade games. And they're actually just opened up one not far from us. So I'm going to take them during
So during COVID, you can have some serious fun at an arcade. Sounds awesome.
Hey, they have one. Go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry.
No. You do it.
Hold on one second. No, I'm going to raise my hand. Hold on. There we go.
Okay. Go. I recognized your race.
Oh, yes.
So.
Thank God. So I took my kiddo to one and one of her friends, and they're not very nerdy at all. I think I told you guys about this. You pay like 12 or 13 bucks and everything's on free play. They had everything. I mean, everything. I'm talking like all the old school stuff. They had like the original Tron game, the Tron arcade game. They had everything. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Highly recommend that. And it was COVID friendly for the most part.
Yeah, so the one we're going to, they're very, very restrictive on the amount of people they let in. So they do 2-hour windows. So it's $20 a person, which translates probably to about the same when we do conversion from Canadian to Freedom Bucks.
Yeah. Trump bucks, please.
Yeah. And so you do your 2-hour window, and then they're closed for an hour because they clean every machine in that hour, and then the next group comes in.
It's pretty smart, though. It's a good way to maintain business in a time where like a business like that normally would be shut down. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And so the only thing is they've removed every pinball machine.
Wait, really?
Yeah, to make room for the other arcade stuff.
Oh, dude,
so, like,
this
had
like an original. Mine had like an original Star Trek pinball machine, like from the 60s. It was actually pretty dope.
Dude,
very
pinball's fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the pictures right now. They do have an original Tron.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I got to finally. Do you guys remember Area 51?
Yep.
Yeah.
I finally got to beat it. I finally got to beat it. It was a crowning achievement. Because, I mean, what was it, like 75 cents for one play? And it's
Something
like, well,
that,
I've got like $5. And no, you don't. No,
dude,
that game, it goes so fast. I did not see Metal Slug. They did not have Metal Slug,
man.
dude.
Metal Slug was my jam. That, and did they have the old X-Men arcade game?
Yes. Are you talking about the fighter one? Or no?
The one where you have like it's like huge. Well, it wasn't a platformer. No, it's like a massive 4-player. You got Wolverine, Nightcrawler. Storm.
Was it like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, like the side scroller?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, they had that. They had the Simpsons side scroller too. They had a bunch of stuff.
That's the other one. Did you have a Mazio's Pizza when you were growing up?
No. So in my where I was from, we had, and anybody from a small town could probably vouch for me, we had Simple Simon's Pizza. We had a gas station, and basically you could order. It was bomb ass pizza, dude. But here's the thing. Tiny town, everybody knew everybody, so they would cheese that shit up like crazy. I don't think I shit like from my freshman year all the way to my senior year. That's how much cheese I inhaled. Thank you, Simple Simon's. I think it's Hunt Brothers Pizza now, but Simple Simon's.
The two places in front of good.
Gone to the toilet. It's awesome.
There's like the two places you could play good arcade games were Mazio's Pizza, which ended up shut down due to code violations, and then CC's Pizza was the other place to go play.
CC's, I swear. So, kiddo loves CC's Pizza. I like how we talk about geeky shit, but we always find our way back to food. Yep. This is very weird. We'll be talking about Hamburger Helper. You just hold on 1 second, Sid.
Holding my breath.
I think I actually bought Hamburger Helper recently. I should probably check.
I honestly, we went to CC's. Actually, I probably went to CC's like 4 years ago because that's like one of kiddo's favorite places. Their pizza's awful, dude. Oh my God, it's so bad.
It's so bad, dude.
It's so bad.
That's the first place I learned about the suicide.
Everything in one cup.
Yep, everything in one cup, bro. Like it was, and then they had these pudding desserts that were delicious. Like their desserts were on point. So
their little cheese bread was really good, but their pizza was awful, dude.
Exactly. So what you did was you got their pizza, you covered it in foot cheese and red pepper flakes, and then you ate it. And then once you're done with your pizza, you just went to the dessert bar and got cheesy bread and pudding bread and all the other desserts and breads. That was CC's. For only $2.99.
Simple Simon's is still around. Oh my God.
Dude, we had Fun Time Pizza. That was another.
I don't remember that one.
Wow.
Dude, there's a Little Caesars right across the street, and for $5, not bad.
Hot and ready?
Not
Dude,
bad.
the hot and readies aren't bad. They're really not, especially if you can get them right as they come out.
For $5, honestly, like,
Dude,
why are
it's
you
not bad.
like, really?
Yeah. And CC's Pizza isn't terrible. Or it's not CC's. It's Little Caesars Pizza isn't
Yeah, Little
terrible.
Caesars, they've actually come a long way. Their pizza
they
used to be
used to
awful.
be bad. Yeah. So did Domino's, though. Domino's came a long
Domino's
way.
is good too. Dude, Thin Crust, man. Thin Crust Hawaiian pizza from Domino's.
No,
And it's,
why did
my life's
you
complete.
do that?
Why are you
Dude. Why? You don't like Hawaiian pizza?
No.
Why are you
That's-
talking about pineapple on pizza?
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
so
belong
good.
there.
It's
it
so
belongs,
good, guys.
Two places that pineapple belongs is by itself,
On pizza?
eaten by you, or up Hitler's ass. Those are the only two places pineapple belongs.
Have you never grilled pineapple? Oh, man. Wow.
Oh, no. I put pineapple on my kebabs every time. They're delicious.
Yeah.
So grilling pineapple, all you're doing is more sugar.
It's
Yeah,
so
man.
good.
Dude, I don't know why that's a great debate. It's okay. I guess I
It
can
does not
understand
belong
it.
on pizza. It's
I
just
can
as, that's just as
understand
one
it.
of Jess's favorite pizzas is
Dude,
Hawaiian. But
I'm
you two
telling
share
you.
a birthday, so you're both weirdos.
Oh man, it's so good. It's so
No,
good.
it's
Thin
not.
crust Hawaiian
It's
pizza
disgusting.
is great. Dude, it's sweet and savory. Have you ever had candy bacon?
I don't
Yes, I
know.
have had
I've
candy
never
bacon.
had candy bacon.
Candy bacon. Did you like candy bacon, Steve?
Yeah, because it's bacon.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's unfair.
Candy
you can't
bacon.
bring
It is
bacon
sweet
into
and
this.
savory. It's
No.
sweet. So if I put bacon on a Hawaiian pizza, you guys wouldn't eat it. There's bacon
No.
on it, guys.
Listen, here's the thing.
There's bacon on it, but there's
No.
bacon on it.
Oh, that's a
So, like, if I go to Wendy's, I dip my fries in my Frosty, but I'm still not eating pineapple on my pizza, bro. Just
Oh
saying.
my god, dude, y'all are so weird. So weird.
Pineapple's gross.
Shut up.
Whoa,
Shut
no,
up,
that's
Sydney.
too far. You've gone too far, woman. You've gone
Yeah,
too
says
far.
the girl doesn't eat pie. Yeah, your opinion matters.
Jesus.
She's gonna quit. Aaron
my
should not have
God.
come on. This is what happens when you have Aaron and me on at the same time.
Poston's like, release the beast.
You really don't like pineapple, Sid, at all?
Yeah, really?
I don't. I never have. Never
Do
will.
you like
What?
strawberries? So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. See, and I don't like strawberries, so
What about
I don't
bananas?
like tomatoes either.
I
Okay.
grew my own though. I grew 5 different types of tomatoes, and you'll be proud of me, Sid. I tried every one of the types that I grew. Straight off
proud.
the vine. I didn't like any of them, but I do cook with them.
That figures.
So
But at least you tried it.
yep, and I tried all my peppers. I've been cutting the peppers up into. We did Santa Fe peppers, Anaheim peppers, early
Oh,
flame
peppers are so good.
jalapenos, sweet
actually
banana
have
peppers. Oh my gosh!
I have a really good sausage penne recipe that has bell peppers in it. That is
Send it my
to
way.
die for.
Send it my way. I've got some
Done.
Italian sausage that we were supposed to use in spaghetti and we didn't use, and I've got penne in the. Yeah, actually, yeah, just send that my way. Just
So you guys
because
talk
bell
about
peppers was the only bell peppers were the other
That's-
pepper we grew.
That's my pineapple on pizza. I can't do bell peppers. I can do any other vegetable. But if you put bell pepper in anything, that is all everything tastes like is fucking bell pepper.
So I like bell peppers.
Me too.
I don't like green. I like yellow, red, and orange, which I found out all they are is just variations of the green bell pepper getting essentially sweeter.
It's just, yeah, the longer the
Yep.
more
The
ripe
longer
it
they're on
gets.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have so we go back to the pizza subject. Like I can't actually have anything on my I like mushrooms. I won't put them on a pizza. I like bell peppers. I won't put them or any other type of pepper or additive on a pizza. A pizza for me, only things that belong on a pizza. So this isn't just against pineapple. I don't put anything on a pizza except for meat and cheese. So it's either, and I've stopped putting sausage or hamburger on my pizza. The only things I really like on my pizza, I'll eat like a meat lover's pizza, but I prefer just bacon or pepperoni. And my favorite pizza in the world is a pepperoni pizza with extra sauce. That's like on thin crust.
Oh, it's so
that's
good.
that's
It's
the
so
best
good.
pizza hands down for me every time. And they look at me like, oh, Aaron, you don't want more toppings. I really don't. I like it simple, man. A pepperoni pizza is classic.
Yeah.
Extra sauce gives it that little extra. I like a little extra, and I didn't like extra sauce when I was younger, but I do now, man. I like it with a little extra sauce. I used to do extra cheese, extra meat. Sometimes I'll get a little hairy and do a little extra pepperoni on there, but usually if I'm going to do extra pepperoni, I just instead add bacon and do a bacon.
You guys
pepperoni
ever
pizza.
put jalapenos
Salami.
on a pepperoni pizza?
Again,
Yes.
Oh,
back to
yeah.
what I just said. I won't add
Banana
those.
peppers too. Oh, so good.
I'm not a big fan.
I did cut up a fresh banana pepper that every time I'd seen those pepperoncinis, I thought those were banana peppers. Just being honest, that Papa John's does with their pizzas, right? Those little pepperoncinis. Always thought those were banana peppers. And they might be just soaked in vinegar or dried out or whatever. But then we grew our own banana peppers, and those things get like 6-7 inches long, and they're massive.
Huge.
Yeah, and so
they're different peppers.
Yeah, and I found that out later, but like I cut one of those bad boys up, just one of them, and put them in our spaghetti. World of difference. It was delicious. It was so good. So I recommend that if you ever have a fresh banana pepper, just cut it up and put it in your spaghetti. It's really good.
I posted that recipe for you.
Thank you.
I saw
appreciate you.
It looks very yummy.
I'm very excited. Jess's favorite noodles are penne, so
it's on all recipes. So make sure you read the comments.
Okay.
Because I don't
People do
ever
variations
follow the
and stuff.
recipe exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
my Cajun chicken pasta recipe, like if I share, I asked my grandmother one year, it was when I was still in the Navy, and I was like, hey, I want you to write me a cookbook. And she was like, Aaron, sweetie, what do you really want? I was like, no, I'm being for real. Like, I want to know all of it. Because when I was a kid, man, I used to help my nonna make everything. I was all about being in the kitchen helping, mainly make desserts. But, like, I'd make all the other good stuff that she'd make. And so I asked her to write me. I still have it to this day. It's a little 3-wing binder. Well, Rob's muffin recipe is in there. My Cajun chicken pasta recipe is in there. My zuppa toscana that I make is in there. I just did my own Alfredo the other day. I make killer Alfredo sauce from scratch. And I love doing sauces. I love making sauces from scratch. It's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding afterwards, and it's way better than
Rob's
the canned crap.
Alfredo's pretty damn good too.
I'm very, very proud of my Alfredo sauce. So I just I did a cool thing. I did instead of normal noodles, we did squash. Butternut squash noodles. Yeah, so we did butternut squash spiral noodles with bacon and shredded chicken with my own Alfredo sauce from scratch, and I threw broccoli in it, and it was to die for. It was really, really good. Surprised me. I still wanted noodles. I was like, man, I could add pasta to this and I'd be all right. Like, even with the butternut squash in there, it'd still be good. But we were trying to go like low carb with it. But yeah, it's tasty. Oh, man, I love food. We really are talking about can you cook?
It's now called Can You Eat?
Can you eat? Oh, I can eat.
Can you stay on subject? I think would be a good fit for us at this point.
Three of us are definitely eaters, and then we have Sid, who will eat but doesn't look like she eats.
Who
like
apparently
she eats,
eats chicken nuggets. That's pretty much the extent of her eating.
Wow.
No,
So
she's
the one problem
chicken nuggets and hamburger helper, Popo.
Oh, those are so good.
Touche.
So the one problem with me loving to eat is I've gone back to being a fat ass again, and health wise I need to lose weight. So I'm like, well, let's see. My
Guy
wife
just
did
bragged about eating 5 brownies.
I know.
Dude, I've never
was March.
seen.
That was vacation. There was no diet going on in that vacation.
There was not. There was no diet going on at all. I mean, at all.
No,
There was a lot of need for
I've
random
never
foods.
seen, honestly, I've never seen brownies fuck anybody's mouth until March. I feel like Steve may or may not have issues at some point. It's very wild.
Yeah.
It's always funny to Aaron and I don't know.
No, it's funny to me too.
We just got to watch everything unfold. He's like, nope, not feeling any sugar in this one. Let me just have another. Nope,
No, I need more
not
sugar.
feeling anything. And I'm like, all right,
That
an hour and a
wasn't
half. You're going to feel that sugar,
It
man.
just wasn't sweet enough.
Steve saw God that night. It was wild. Too much sugar.
It's like Monty
But yeah,
Python
so-
and the Holy Grail. He just parts the sky.
Yeah, it was. It was just bad. And then, so I did a blood test, and apparently my blood type says I should be vegetarian, which is the polar
What?
opposite
Blood
of
type.
me.
How does that?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
How does that
So-
work?
Apparently, based on your different blood types, your blood actually breaks down food better based on the type of blood it is. So me being A positive, apparently most meat except for like fatty fish is really bad for me.
Well, shit.
Exactly.
I've never heard of this before.
It's literally every one of my favorite food.
Wow.
Is on my do not touch list. Like I've got this huge, it's like 5 pages long. And it's like, so meat, you're not allowed to eat.
Where's the fun in life if you,
pork,
gosh.
Lamb, veal, venison, duck.
Okay. But you can do,
we're done. I'm not even listening anymore.
Ask Aaron about my moose tacos. That sounds horribly inappropriate, but ask Aaron about the fucking moose tacos I make.
Oh man, we're gonna have Pete up our ass.
You remember how Steve ate those brownies? Oh, it's all up in his moose tacos, but just the same
you
way.
were. That's some weird Canadian sexual position. I can guarantee
it. It sounds super terrible.
It does.
It was called the Canuck. You know what I mean?
It was totally called the Canuck. But no, but honestly, ground moose meat into a taco. Aaron knows how good that is. It is one of my. Just moose meat in general is like one of my favorites.
It wasn't the knuckle, guys. Okay, it wasn't the knuckle.
I've never had moose. Is it as gamey as deer or venison?
It's technically more. There's less fat in moose than there is in deer.
Definitely more lean. I've had it before.
It was very good.
You have to really be careful taking the silver skin off. Because if there is any silver skin left on that meat, it tastes super gamey.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You have to take it to a really good butcher that knows how to prepare and do the cuts properly. Otherwise, it doesn't turn out right.
I say
silver skin.
So meat is pretty much off table for you. I know that I'm going to get flack for this because Aaron and I have talked about this before. Have you guys ever had an Impossible Burger, like an actual good Impossible Burger?
I had one yesterday.
Dude.
A&W
Holy
Impossible Burger.
shit.
It was actually good.
So
you have an A&W?
Oh, we have lots of A&Ws.
Where the heck,
A&Ws are all over the place.
It's so weird up there. They have like everything. They have those like KFC, Taco Bell restaurants still, I'm sure. Like those mashups. Yes.
Those still exist,
we got a couple of those in my hometown, but we don't have an A&W anywhere near us anymore.
Oh, God. We got lots up here.
I miss
I
it.
shut it down and turned it into a fucking Arby's.
So have you guys seen the A&W commercials where they talk about like their no antibiotics, no hormone meat and stuff?
No.
So they have like the head of A&W. The store they're outside is 20 minutes from my house. It's actually filmed here.
We talk about how we don't have A&Ws anywhere near us, and what are the odds that anybody watches cable anymore? And he asked us about a fucking commercial about a place that isn't around us.
What's even funnier?
Not only a commercial, but a commercial for something like relevant to now. Not like an old commercial. You guys remember the commercials from back in the day? No, he's talking about a fucking A&W commercial for now, for a place that we just described that isn't around us. Wait, are you listening to yourself?
I do remember the old A&W commercial where the guy basically calls him dumbass the entire time, and he's like, the name is Dumas, and he's like, that's pretty thick-headed.
I thought that was Jack in the Box.
No, that was an A&W like commercial. I have to Google this now.
I thought that was Jack in the Box.
Nope. It was an A&W root beer commercial.
Anyways, to answer your question, no, I have not had an Impossible Burger, and I'm not sure I want to try one.
It is. Oh my God, you're right.
No, it was honestly really good. They are not designed for people that are flat out vegetarian. I will tell you that now. They are designed for people like me that are trying to transition away from eating a meat burger. To still be able to eat a burger.
I will tell you this. I've had the Impossible Burger from Burger King. Not as good. So they have a place up here in or around down wherever you're at, Del Frisco's Grill in the DFW area, and they make an Impossible Burger. My boss told me about it. I legit was like, that sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Like it will never be something I will try. And she was like, hey, swear to goodness, you can't even tell a difference. Every time I go to Del Frisco's, I always get an Impossible Burger. It is fucking delicious. Oh my God. It is so good. Like I'm not super duper picky whenever it comes to certain things. Like I can eat a hamburger, turkey burger, stuff like that. An Impossible Burger from a specific place, like a decent sit down restaurant, is good. Like man, it's so good. It's hard to describe. I mean, it's good.
All I think about is the episode where Chris Traeger and Ron Swanson have a burger cook-off in Parks and Rec. Yes. And all I can think is that, why bother? And
what was on his burger? So old dude made one with it had Asiago cheese on it, and then Ron made one with meat and American cheese.
From Food and Stuff.
Yeah. Yes, I think it is hilarious. But for somebody that is transitioning away, oh man, I got to cut down on red meat. A well-made Impossible Burger is, oh my God, it's so good. It's good. That's all I can say. It's good eating. I want one right now. Not gonna lie.
Your fat face that I'm looking at on my computer looks like it wants one too.
Yes, I know.
God.
I know.
So creepy.
I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, we are so far off course right now, but we're gonna bring it right back. So Aaron is talking about I'm going to start streaming on Twitch soon, because due to COVID, I can't go out and meet new people. Really fun time to be alive. I know, which is fine. I've always been told I have personality for streaming because I like talking shit the entire time. Perfect. But I sent Aaron a picture. He made me look so much fatter than what I really am. It's embarrassing.
I traced the lines. I can show you. I traced
your
exact
the lines. I look like a Caucasian fucking Jabba the Hutt right now. It is awful, dude. I am not even that big.
I'm gonna send the proof that I traced the lines.
What is that? Did you get that? Did somebody get a pig? That's so cute. Oh my gosh. Breathe through your mouth when you laugh. What is this? I hit her with that Jabba the Hutt. She didn't know what to do.
Oh my God.
Actually, I kind of dig it. Make me look as disgusting as possible. And you gave me massive lips. Okay, I say that. The picture that I gave you to work with was a Snapchat filter. It was a
Snapchat filter.
It was so good.
Hold on. No, I just did the wrong thing.
It's in the general Discord. It's in our NSFW Discord.
Okay.
The regular Discord.
Oh, that's why it's doing it. Okay. Hold on. Let me.
But yeah, so in the coming, hopefully in the next 10 days, because I'm going on holidays, so I'll put this out in the next day or two. So yeah, within the next 2 weeks, hopefully me and Poston will be live on camera with two other friends live on Twitch doing a live version of this podcast. I don't think it'll get to this level, but you never know.
All I'm saying is I copied those things.
Okay, that is some bullshit. I was laying down. Okay, everybody has a fat face when they're laying down.
Now, hold on. Now I'm really gonna.
How many chins do you have, bro?
Do three. There's three there. There's three.
Lay on your bed, and then look towards your belly button, and then take a picture. Everyone's got at least 19 chins.
I was gonna say I count at least 4.
And then hold on, nope. Because I just sent him this, which is my professional headshot for work, but I don't think he's going to use this one. Hold on.
All right, are you ready? All right, now let's bring them together, folks. Perfect trace. Just saying.
That's my professional one of me actually not laying down and looking at my phone.
This is amazing content for everybody listening because you can see anything.
You know what? It doesn't matter at this point. Aaron made me fatter than what I really am, and it's an outrage.
There's the proof right there. There it is.
Okay.
There's the proof.
The proof is in between the rolls of my chin. Yes, I get it.
It's in the. I'd call it pudding for sure. The proof is in the pudding. Oh yeah, it's there, baby.
I like to put Hot Pockets under my boobs, but whatever.
Are you saving those in for later?
It keeps them warm.
That reminds me of that skit.
Jim
dude.
Gaffigan.
Oh god.
Yeah, Jim Gaffigan. Oh my god. Dead pockets. Dead pockets.
Oh my god.
Jim Gaffigan, what a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wait,
Audience.
where does everyone have access to this at? I can't even remember.
The podcast?
In the Discord, yeah. Which one is it? It's the dude. There's so many channels. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's the
So
beginning.
wait, are you wanting like the public to be able to see these
Yes,
pictures?
I don't care.
Okay,
What does it matter?
Show chatter.
Show Chatter. That's one of 78 channels that I have access to. There you
Yes.
go. For anyone that cares. And now Aaron posts my lovely laying down picture with 87 chins in it.
You got it, boss.
That's so messed up. You didn't have to trace those, okay? Those are actual real traces. Aaron made the choice to trace each one of those folds of fat. Okay, that's some bullshit. All right, that's discrimination right there, ladies and gentlemen. I've been fat shamed by an artist.
Well, it is
You might
supposed
as
to be
well.
like a caricature, right?
Aaron,
you're
I just had
supposed
an
to
idea.
emphasize-
Yes, that is so good. That is going to be my sub badge, and we're going to change the hair color. That's what we're going to do. Fuck, I'm so full of good ideas.
God, your channel's gonna be such a train wreck, and I love it.
That's fine. I'm totally fine with that. I have the Discord. I haven't done anything with it yet, though.
This is
But
the
yes.
one that Dustin said was nightmares.
Oh yeah, the 8 balls. Where did the 8 balls come from, man? Maybe
So-
it'll be like
No. So they became 8 balls, but originally your eyes were 88, and it's because your name is When I Am, and 88's the speed limit in Back to the Future.
Oh my god. No, it's When Am I? When
Yeah,
I
when
am.
am I? When I am? When am I? Whatever.
When I am. You know, whatever. It's the same thing.
No.
It's just called me Y for short. WAI. You know. Dude.
Why am I watching this content?
Yes,
I don't
exactly.
know.
Why are you listening to us?
I know.
It's at the same point. We are an incredible group of people.
I feel like we're super entertaining, but we just have to have the right audience.
I agree
Beautiful
with you.
audience.
I think we need the right people to hear us, and then we will blow up.
Very true. Very, very true. We need to start doing advertising. Steve, get on that. Facebook ads. Roll them.
God, yeah, I don't
Roll
have
that
the
beautiful
budget.
bean footage.
I was just
Corona
thinking
budget.
about that. Food. We should
You know
do
that's going to
that.
show up on all of your all of your searches now. You have spoken into a computer and actively agreed to let it record you and talk about food for an hour.
Bushes, baked
Everything is
beans.
going to be
Hold on one second. Hold on. I got a couple other things. Magnum condoms. Dude, always sunny. What was Frank's line? Every time I hear Magnum, I always think of Frank's line where he's like, "Oh, excuse me, I dropped my Magnum condom for my massive dong." This is a very bad episode 3, guys.
Oh,
We've
man.
completely gone off the rails.
Popo is the wild card.
Dude, I really am. There are no breaks because I cut them. Wild card, bitches. Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so back to something somewhat related to what the actual theme of our podcast normally is supposed to be. For people that like horror movies, the streaming service Shudder, if you want to pay for another one.
I've never even heard of this. This is brand new to me.
Shudder specializes in horror movies. But they are doing a
That means
special.
hell no.
It's right up my alley. But they're doing 2 months of Halloween.
Dude, it
So-
looks like hold on, that looks like a knockoff Netflix almost.
Oh, it's very similar. The UI is very, very, very similar to Netflix.
It's right up Steve Valley and right into his moose
they have-
tacos.
Right into the moose tacos. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Do
But
they?
it
Is that
really
Dennis?
good for scary
Who is
movies.
that? No.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm on Shudder right now. You know, I have ADD, guys. In case you haven't noticed, ADD is real with me. I can't help it. That's life. Get over it. Okay? Whenever you say like something new and shiny, I'm on it for like 20 minutes, if that, and then I'm gone. But I'm on Shudder, and the Shudder looks insanely like Netflix. It's so crazy.
It is very similar. On yours that you're looking at, does it have the Tooth Boy from Channel Zero?
Yes. Is that what that was? It almost looked like a bunch of moths were on him. Okay, Tooth Boy. Got it. Yeah.
For those that don't, Channel Zero is a freaking incredible series.
I've never heard of Shudder though.
Unless you really like horror movies, you're not going to know about it.
I'll watch them. Horror movies for me. Okay. I went to go see it in theaters. Great movie. I don't get scared. There was one part of that movie that legit made me jump. And how long has it been out for? It's been out for way too long. Sorry, spoilers. If you haven't seen it by now, get over it. But
which movie? Wait, hold on.
Talking about the theater.
Yeah.
New It.
The theater scene in the garage.
Yes, dude.
Yep.
Did not expect that. I legit was like, oh shit. And I do not jump at horror movies, but I did in that one. That was such a well done freaking movie. Wow. Yeah, that scene, that one scene where they're in the garage with the projector, did not expect that. That did get me. But other than that, no, don't.
I haven't seen the second half, dude. The first half did a number on me. So
second half was pretty good. Obviously not as good as the first half, but the second half is all right. I mean,
I was afraid of drains as a kid, man. I think we talked about that in that horror movie topic. We tried to do that one time, but yeah, the Tim Curry one.
Topic. We were talking about like new movies and stuff, and you were asking about it, and I don't do it either.
Yeah, dude, scary stuff is not for me.
I love horror movies.
So is your son. Jesus Christ, you guys are crazy people.
I love that he loves horror movies. It is incredible.
Yeah, kiddo's on like a really big. I mean, any 16-year-old girl is going to be on like a giant horror movie kick, but that's all they ever want to watch. I might actually have to subscribe. It looks like Nick Cage is in something here. I think that's him.
That's a horror movie.
It looks like he has brass knuckles attached to him. Is that?
That is totally Nick Cage.
Yeah, it is Nick Cage. I know. I mean, he'll do anything. Did y'all ever see that College Humor? I think I showed you guys. College Humor put out like a Being Nick Cage thing, and he just keeps saying yes to shittier and shittier movies. But throughout the video, you see Emmys stacking up from like all these shitty movies he's been in. He's won awards for. It's pretty funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think the video ends. The guy calls him like his agent calls him a tasteless asshole, and then it shows like the agent has offed himself, and then it shows a poster in the back that's like Nick Cage is a tasteless asshole. It's pretty funny.
So just because I brought up his IMDb because I was curious, talking about tasteless shows, he is starring as Joe Exotic in an untitled Joe Exotic miniseries.
I watch it.
You didn't know that?
I like Nick Cage. Man, I like Nick Cage.
I didn't hear about this.
That's old news, bruh.
Wait, what is Joe Exotic?
You haven't seen the Tiger King on Netflix?
That's
so
that Tiger King shit, dude.
So
no, that's
insane.
not.
I
That's
haven't
not
watched
my
it either,
alley.
but I know who Joe Exotic is.
I think I've told you guys, but I have
no
been
interest in that
before
shit.
all of this started. I have been to that ranch in Oklahoma. It was like 2.5 hours away from DFW. We got some Groupon things to go there. You walk in, not even playing with you, 100% accurate. You walk in, and he's obviously in a country band. There are 4 TVs set up in this double-wide trailer that is their front office, and they're all playing his music videos. And you can buy everything. You can buy Joe Exotic tigers. You can buy Joe Exotic like anything, all the way down to Joe Exotic underwear, Joe Exotic lube, Joe Exotic condoms. I'm not even playing. All of that is 100% real.
Wow.
For going and seeing, he was not there, sadly, but we did get the full tour and all that. For going and seeing all that, you get two DVDs. Actually, yes, two DVDs. I still have this one. One of them is all of his music videos. Actually, whenever I start streaming, I might actually raffle that off. I think it'd be hilarious to send that to somebody. The other one is he apparently made some drama show, and I have like the first season DVD of that as well, of like drama around the farm or whatever.
I thought everybody talked about how his wife killed him, or isn't that the meme going around?
So it follows like 3 or 4 different people in that series. You're thinking of Carol Baskin, who totally murdered her husband, by the way. But she has like a retreat in.
If she didn't kill him, it's the glove just doesn't fit,
dude.
I thought those were the same thing. I thought that was the Tiger dude and that Carol Baskins were the
Joe
same
Exotic
people.
is a gay man, and he has 2 husbands. They are all 3 married in some love triangle thing. It's an odd thing. Carol Baskin lives in Florida, and she married this guy who was wealthy. I can't remember how he made his millions. It's been a while since I've watched that, but I guess they weren't getting along or whatever. And then one day he like mysteriously disappeared. They never found his body or anything, and it was always speculated that she killed him. So
I swear to everything, this whole time I've thought that Carol Baskin's woman was a murderer of that Joe Exotic guy, because everybody put these memes out about those 2 people at the same time. So I just assumed they were together. I assumed that was like a whole deal.
They have been they've been at odds for a while. This is how far-reaching that show has been. The founder of our company, very nice guy, has a mat at the entrance of like his 6,000 square foot house that says, "All are welcome, except for that bitch Carol Baskin."
Wait,
Not even playing. I'm going over there tomorrow for a work meeting.
Though.
No, well, they were in the same business where they would take in exotic animals, but that's the only correlation they have between each other.
That's why I keep thinking that they're the same thing, because people keep saying that she fed him to an animal.
Yes.
I think they said a tiger.
And Joe Exotic
her husband.
Joe Exotic has a music video put out about that, about how Carol Baskin fed her husband to her tigers.
Okay, so Joe Exotic is still alive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been in prison. He tried to have her killed or assassinated or whatever.
Something. Yeah.
Same thing Dale's going to do to me here in the next few days.
I seriously thought that guy was dead, and that the Carol Baskin's woman killed him. This has been you've seriously just.
We are enlightening you.
This is a weird moment, because this whole time, because I've distanced myself from that ship for so far. I've always thought those 2 things were connected since all these memes came out at the same time. So you just clarified something for me.
So
enlightened, yes, that is the word.
Let me break the show down for you. Do you know whenever Steve was inhaling sugar and how we just couldn't look away? The Tiger King show on Netflix is exactly like that. It is like a train wreck is coming, but you just can't look away. It's wild. It's very wild.
Yeah, that's how it's described. I'm just not into that stuff. Like, I have no interest in watching any of that shit. It's not for me, so that's why I've kept myself. Like, it's just not something I'm going to waste. I'd rather watch Space Force.
I haven't watched it either.
Which was hilarious.
Space Force is so
I need
good.
to watch Space Force. I think I tried to watch the first episode. I don't know.
It took the series,
Bobo.
if I'm being honest with you, it wasn't realized how much I liked the show until I was done with it. Like, I was into it the more I watched it, but I didn't realize how good the show was until all of it was together, if that makes sense.
You know this,
it's a very, very, very slow burn.
You know this about me. I love The Office. You and I talk about The Office, Office memes day in and day out. I have never fully watched Parks and Rec. And it's essentially the same thing.
It's not, though. Like, they're not. There's a big difference. I get the same kind of comedy from those shows, because it's the same guy doing them, right? The same thing with Upload and Space Force, right? That's all the same family of people behind it. But Parks and Rec took me a long time. Like, it was already hard enough because I didn't watch The Office for the first time until after it was done. I watched it for the first time a couple years after it was already finished. So I've watched The Office from beginning to end more than I've watched any other show ever. And
I'm probably right there.
Parks and Rec is a close second. Bob's Burgers is probably third. So
I say that Scrubs. I've probably watched Scrubs more than I've watched The Office.
I've never seen all of Scrubs, so
it's so good.
And I'm sure I've seen the episodes I've seen of Scrubs are hilarious. So I know I would like that show if I'd watch it all the way through because it's fun. The janitor and the mean doctor, those are the two people I could
Dr.
just watch
Cox
those guys.
And the janitor, yes.
And so is that really his name? His name is the janitor.
Okay. So hopefully everybody loves Scrubs, at least the ones that listen to this podcast. But
I don't want no scrub.
Janitor,
Scrub is a guy who can't get no love from me.
Settle down, Destiny.
Hanging out the passengers.
The janitor was supposed to be a figment of JD's imagination in the first season. In the first season, if you go back and rewatch Scrubs, the janitor does not address anybody else besides JD. But they gave, I can't remember his name at the time, his actual name, the actor's name, but he was so good at what he did that they put him in there as a regular. And towards like season 3, transitioning into season 4, he didn't even have a script. He would just do shit. And it fit into the show. Like, oh man, it's so good.
That's wild, dude.
All
Neil
the way up
Flynn
to season 8. Do not
janitor.
watch season 9 of Scrubs. Season 9 never happened.
I've never seen the last season of Californication, and I felt fine about it. So,
yeah, I was about to say a lot of people shit on that too.
Californication's amazing, but I've never watched last season. Ty told me not to, and I haven't. And I love the way the show ended with where. Yeah, that's all I've ever heard. Like, it's bad.
It had a damn good ending to begin with.
Yep, that one season, the second to last season, I think it's season 6 maybe, or 5. Whatever that season where he knocks, and that's it. Like, yeah, it was perfect. That's, to me, that ending was the what's the Matt Damon flick? I'm going to see about a girl. Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
Yes,
Yes.
It was. The Californication ended on that note, and that's perfect. Good Will Hunting is a perfect movie in my opinion. It has everything. It is a fantastic movie, and its ending is perfect. Jess hates it with all of her heart, but I love the ending of that movie because it's all possibilities. That's life, you know what I mean? It's just, God, the line's so good. I've gone to see about a girl. It's Robin Williams. I mean, come on. But either way, but yeah, the Californication, just like that was. Funny story. Now that I brought him up, Robin Williams. 2 Idiots and a Drum, the podcast that Ty and I did, the very first episode we ever recorded, never got released, was about Robin Williams. We were both hammered. He had just committed suicide, and we just started talking about it. And I was in the living room, and he was down in the gaming room, and we were just drunk, screaming at each other. And I was talking about how sad I was and just talking about Robin Williams. And I was like, dude, we should do a podcast. And that's how 2 Idiots and a Drum started. Was that night?
Y'all never released an episode? I thought y'all did. I swear I heard.
No. We never released that episode. We never released us recording talking about Robin Williams and how he.
Do you still have those
suicide.
Recordings?
I still have all the episodes after that. I deleted that one because it was just I didn't want to edit it, so I deleted it. But I have every other episode. Dude, we have like a 4-minute episode called Boudoir. You know what? I will find them, Popo, and I'll put them up somewhere.
That'd be
but I baller. I have all of them. I need to get the non-raw footage. We used to talk for 4 or 5 hours, and I would edit it down to like an hour episode. Yeah. There was one episode where Ty wore a colander on his head for the good majority of the episode. Wait, that was the one we did about the spaghetti monster.
You had video
my God.
too?
No. It was all no. You can't see any of this. I'm just talking about stuff that happened in the background.
Speaking
I need
of
pictures.
This is going to be somewhat of a pivot. Fall Guys. Speaking of just crazy shit, I have not played that game yet. I want to play that game. I need a group of people to play that game with. Dude,
I don't even know what it is.
Okay, so think Mario Party, except with 60 people, and it's just mini games. And you're eliminated, basically.
I would almost...
I'd be dead.
So do you remember Takeshi's Castle, the TV show that came from Japan?
You're talking about MX Extreme.
Or MX Extreme, yeah. Here.
Yes. Do you remember MX Extreme, Aaron?
don't know
was it Japanese? It was a Japanese game show.
Japanese TV show.
They put it on
through stupid.
Was
things.
it Spike? MX? What was that? Spike? It was Spike TV.
I think it was Spike early on.
Hold on, Aaron. I'm gonna find this real quick. I know you've seen this.
But it's a video game version of that show. Basically, you play this little character and you have to do different things. They even call it a show. When you load in, it's you and 60 other people competing on a show to win a crown. And so each event, there's like a certain number of people that get eliminated. And
you guys said some dude won, right? Some guy won it.
Tim the Tapman, who is a really large streamer on
my God,
Twitch.
Yes.
He is probably, I would say, the biggest, maybe the first true just personality streamer where the gameplay was never amazing. Like, he's not the best at any game, where like you have other people like Shroud's a human aimbot. Put him in any FPS game and he'll just shoot you. But Tim's always just been personality. He's pretty good at games, but mainly just personality. And he has been struggling at this game. I think it's been out for 3 weeks, and he's never been able to win a crown. So that's what it's called. And the social media person for the game heard about it and tweeted out basically like calling him out, like, are you ever gonna win? And it blew up. Like, there are other games were calling him out. So FaZe Clan, which is
that.
Yeah, so FaZe Clan, which is a professional it's a professional gaming organization. So FaZe, those that follow esports will know FaZe. They're in almost every sport. Yep. Tweeted out on their Twitter randomly, who do you think's never gonna win a crown? The social media person of the video game Fall Guys said Tim the Tapman.
Oh man.
So even he was like, what? Like, there was some savage back and forth between so many different like companies. It has been the best like 2 weeks for gaming company social media.
It really has.
Very long time. It has been really good. It got so big that ESPN, the sports network, tweeted it out that he finally won a game.
Oh wow.
They sent a person out to interview him about how he finally won.
So it's
it's like the Cubs winning the World Series. Like, it's that
so
big
funny.
of a deal. It is hilarious.
Whenever I was watching him, he almost did it. So to pause everything. The game it's something that you get. It's a controller game. Obviously, you want to. I think you can play with keyboard and mouse, but controllers obviously preferred. It's a game where you just, and I think you can have party of 4, right, Steve? 4 people per party, right?
Yes. So your own personal party is max of 4 people. It's to balance when there's team games. Yeah. So that if you're playing solo, you're not going to get totally steamrolled.
So
by another
they
team.
do that where most of the time you're by yourself and you have to run through. It's like Wipeout. If you've ever seen Wipeout on ABC, you except everybody goes all at once and only a certain amount qualify. Well, and then there's the Mario Party aspect where you sometimes do a team game. And they have like a Rocket League one on there where you just have to hit the balls into the goal, and then obstacle courses, stuff like that you have to do as a team, stuff like that. You whittle down until like top 15, 13. Sometimes it's obviously random. It
depends. It goes down. Yeah.
And then
most I've seen in a final round, I think, was 18.
Yeah. So, and then it pits everybody solo in a random like final challenge, and you have to win, and you can like grab and hold on to people. It's a game where you would almost be better if you were just drunk and playing it.
Fair enough.
Dude, it looks so much fun. Like I really want to play it. I need 3 other friends to play it though. So maybe one day,
Fair enough.
So I'm posting right underneath in our show chatter the link to the Fall Guys review from IGN, so you can see the game at least, so you can do the comparison for those that don't.
I put in our admin
I saw that
picture
of you guys.
So if you look, that desk that I have in front of me is a glass L-shaped desk. and you can see my PC is underneath it.
Yep.
One of my roommate's daughter dropped something on that and shattered that entire glass top into my computer.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, that was where it was at. It was right there. But yeah, this is where we used to record too at E03 Drum.
Where was that at? Is that Washington? Yeah, you got that wood burning stove. No,
that's New York.
I see the wood burning stove. Wow.
Yeah, that would.
Huh.
Yeah, this is New York.
Wow. So back to Shudder. So I think I'm going to order it, Poston, after. So I found that Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh, really?
It's called Mandy from 2018. I'm going to read you I'm going to read you the tagline that they put out, and it is. I'm going to have to watch it. The enchanted lives of a couple in a secluded forest are brutally shattered by a nightmarish hippie cult and their demon biker henchmen, propelling a man into a spiraling, surreal rampage of vengeance.
What the hell? Jesus
I so need
Christ.
to watch this movie.
It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Well,
yeah. So, but on that note, I know it's late. Put us in a room. We're going to just chat. It's horrible.
That's what it is. Hey, you know, we hit on nerdy things, okay?
We did hit on more nerdy things than we have in the last two episodes.
But we also hit on a lot of food, too. You know?
And moose tacos.
We're turning into a food podcast. It's fine.
I like to get myself into some moose tacos, let me tell you what.
So, wait, before we leave, admit that you ate them and you liked them.
Oh,
you did
I not only liked them, I dug into that moose taco so much. Like, I was deep, real deep into some moose taco.
And he just went deeper. It was weird, never ending.
Oh, it was so good.
It was... It's a taco. Yeah, I was more than knuckles deep into that moose taco. Like, full face, maybe just all up in it. You know what I mean? Got a lot of tongue action to, really take it all in. And I swallowed like a gentleman.
Yes.
So.
Oh, my God. You ain't right. You need Jesus.
So, on that
Jesus
note,
can't help me.
It's been fun having you back, Aaron.
Yeah, I will admit, with school and everything, this will probably be a rare occasion, but I am happy to be here and bullshit with you guys. It was good to come back and say hello.
As much as we've jested at your not being able to be here, we do miss you. You are.
Yeah, I haven't listened to episode 2 yet, so I don't have many things to say hateful about it, but I will berate you people.
Worry, we do continue to hate on you not being here.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well.
That's okay, though. You're here now, and that's all that matters.
So we can go back to it in episode 4, though. Just so you're aware.
So mean. But yeah, that's good stuff.
All right. Well, on that note, we will be signing off, and we will hopefully have another episode for you guys in a week. So
yeah, later foodies. Is that our new one?
That could work. I like it. Later nerds.
Later nerds.
Later nerds.